Hey guys, I'm Bruce and welcome to another video. Today, we're about to dive into the most jaw-dropping, screen-popping, wait this ran on a GBA list you've ever seen. 15 graphically impressive GBA games. Badass list is your nostalgic ride through the handheld era where devs squeezed pure visual magic into a tiny cartridge. From slick animations to backgrounds so good they made your eyes sweat, these games pushed the Game Boy Advance to its absolute limits. Ready to get blown away by tiny sprites doing big things? Smash that like button, drop your fav GBA visual gem in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more retro heat. Wario Land 4. This is about platforming with attitude. Our beefy anti-hero is here, but is he going to save the princess? This time, he's in it for the bling, baby. When Wario stumbles upon a cursed jungle pyramid and the tale of the glamorously hexed Princess Sakura, his greed senses start tingling. Inside? Treasures, cursed bosses, and the sassiest final boss this side of a golden mirror. But to reach her, Wario's got to stomp, charge, and body slam his way through nature-themed chaos, haunted horrors, and weird toy box levels that feel like they were designed during a fever dream. Gameplay-wise, it's a delicious mix of non-linear exploration and timed escapes. Hit the switch, and bam! You're racing back to the vortex with the clock ticking down like a spicy burrito bomb. And it's not just about survival. Wario's also hoarding key collectibles, battling bizarre bosses, and occasionally getting turned into a zombie, spring, or even a flaming ball of rage. The sprite work is chef's kiss GBA perfection, bursting with rich animations and expression. Oh, and depending on how good you are, Princess Sakura might not just be pretty. She could be peak magical girl or a Wario fangirl. Either way, Wario's steak dinner is well earned. Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Set in the dangerously futuristic year of 2035, where apparently swords are still cooler than guns, Aria of Sorrow flips the Gothic script by handing the legendary Castlevania legacy to a high schooler named Soma Cruz. This dude shows up for a chill eclipse viewing party at a shrine and ends up stuck inside Dracula's freaking castle. Plot twist? He accidentally starts absorbing monster souls like Pokemon on steroids and slowly realizes, uh-oh, he might just be the big bad reborn. Yep, Dracula 2.0 with a school uniform. Gameplay-wise, it's Symphony of the Night's stylish cousin who went to coding school. You're slashing through pixel-perfect corridors, leveling up like a JRPG boss, and snagging hundreds of monster souls that grant you everything from laser beams to werewolf transformations. The tactical soul system is the main hook. Every monster you destroy might hand over its power, meaning you can literally punch ghosts with ghost powers. Oh, and there's a shop run by a military guy who was like, screw the mission, I'm opening a side hustle. Respect. Top-tier visuals, haunting music, boss fights that slap, and a plot with genuine twists. This game is pure handheld royalty. Driver 3. You'd think squeezing an international crime thriller into a tiny GBA cartridge would be like trying to fit Fast and Furious into a flipbook. But Driver 3 somehow makes it work, mostly. You step into the scuffed-up leather shoes of John Tanner, an undercover FBI agent who takes his global car-chasing talents to Miami, Nice, and Istanbul. He's not just trying to bust a smuggling ring, he's out for Charles Jericho, the smooth-talking psycho with a penchant for car theft and betrayal. The plot? It's pure action movie fuel, complete with surprise stabbings, double crosses, and train yard showdowns. Now, the GBA version got its own flavour. Think top-down driving, frantic foot chases, and quick-hit missions packed into bite-sized levels. 1 minute you're hijacking a vehicle, the next you're blasting baddies or racing across tight alleyways with your health bar crying in the corner. The cities may not be fully open world like the PS2 version, but they still pack punchy visuals and surprisingly clean car physics for a handheld game. While it's missing the glitzy cinematics and full-blown director mode, it still delivers on the badass undercover fantasy, with just enough pixel smoke and skid marks to leave a mark.
That's gotta hurt.
Duke Nukem Advance. What do you get when you cram alien invasions, Area 51 conspiracies, Egyptian temples, cloned babes, and apocalyptic doomsday devices into a tiny Game Boy Advance cartridge? Duke Nukem Advance Baby, a pixel-powered testosterone trip that somehow makes alien genocide feel like a sunny day at the beach, with explosions. This first-person shooter is a spin-off of Duke Nukem 3D, but it's packing its own wild storyline, crafted exclusively for handheld chaos and alien butt-kicking on the go. The plot kicks off with our cigar-chomping icon, investigating Area 51 for General Graves, only to uncover that aliens are chilling out in stasis, prepping for global domination. So what's the Duke do? Blows up their power supply, drains their alien hot tubs, and turns their underground spa day into a death trap. From Egypt to Australia to outer freaking space, Duke just can't stop blasting extraterrestrial freaks, rescuing damsels or clones, and casually dropping innuendos like grenades. The game even wraps up with a space station meltdown and a Jenny 5 joke that proves the Duke's priorities remain consistent. Tight FPS action, smooth sprite work for the GBA, and the classic Duke attitude. This game's got more balls than a Vegas casino. Hail to the handheld king. Mother 3. Mother 3 looks like your average cutesy pixelated RPG until it repeatedly drop-kicks your feelings into a black hole. This game is an emotional gut punch wrapped in turn-based combat and quirky humour. You play as Lucas, a quiet kid with a psychic gift and a tragic backstory that makes the Lion King look like a pep rally. When his peaceful village is invaded by the Pig Mask Army, an unsettling mix of swine and stormtrooper, the world begins to unravel in the weirdest, most heartbreaking ways imaginable. Gameplay-wise, it's classic top-down JRPG fare, but with Mother 3's signature twist, rhythm-based combat. Yes, landing attacks to the beat of the background music is a thing, and it weirdly works. You'll explore haunted factories, sentient traffic systems, and a society so obsessed with cosmetic upgrades, it makes Instagram filters look subtle, all while juggling deep grief, identity, rebellion, and a slow burn family tragedy that hits harder the further you go. Lucas's journey is about more than saving the world. It's about loss, love, and how even the softest boy can become a hero. It's funny, weird, brutally honest, and beautiful in a way only Mother 3 could be. And yeah, bring tissues. Lots of them.
100, 3 right, 3 left, flat right, watch out.
V-Rally 3. V-Rally 3 on the Game Boy Advance is the kind of game that makes you wonder how the heck did they cram full rally racing into this tiny cartridge? But somehow, Eden Studios pulled it off like rally driving wizards with nitro-fueled calculators. This is no arcade racer. You're taking on legit rally stages across mud-caked mountains and gravel-smacked valleys in weather that's probably trying to sabotage you. The crown jewel is its career mode, where you start as a nobody racer and grind your way through seasons of dirt-slinging, engine-roaring mayhem just to become the king of the rally scene. The game throws you in with AI drivers that actually push back. They're not just moving cones. You'll race through 24 tracks with real-world inspired terrain. Unlock fan-favorite WRC legends like the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 7 and the Subaru Impreza, and eventually slide into the seat of that beautiful beast, the 2000 Peugeot 206 WRC, aka the game's four-wheeled poster child. Despite the GBA's limited hardware, the graphics are surprisingly smooth, the controls are tight enough to make cornering feel rewarding, and the sense of speed? Shockingly good. This game is basically rally racing on caffeine, with pixels. The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. The Minish Cap is what happens when you mix epic sword-swinging adventure with the ability to go full Ant-Man on command. This gem of a GBA title sends our boy Link into the tiniest nooks and crannies of Hyrule, literally after he teams up with a cranky, talking green hat named Eslo, who was once a wise sage before he got turned into fashion. It's a top-down, classic Zelda romp, but with a twist of Honey, I Shrunk Myself magic and a splash of delightful weirdness. Link's quest kicks off when the villainous Vati smashes the Picori blade and turns Princess Zelda into a decorative lawn gnome. Okay, stone statue, but still rude. To fix things, Link has to hunt down 4 magical elements to reforge the legendary sword into the Force Sword, all while toggling between normal and fun-sized, thanks to Eslo's magical zipper hat powers. While pint-sized, puddles become oceans, acorns become homes, and bugs become terrifying bosses. Add in the Gust Jar, Vacuum of Doom, Mole Mitts, Dig Dug Simulator, and Cane of Patchy, Flip Magic. And you've got one of the most creative toolkits in the franchise. It's heartfelt, whimsical, visually charming, and a masterclass in how to scale big adventures down to handheld proportions. Kingdom Hearts: Chain of Memories. Can you imagine waking up with amnesia in a flower-themed fortress run by hooded weirdos while wielding a giant key that smacks shadows into next week? That's Kingdom Hearts: Chain of Memories, the GBA's most ambitious memory wipe simulator. Following the events of the first game, Sora and his Disney ride-or-die crew stumble into Castle Oblivion, where every step forward means losing more of their past. But hey, at least the furniture is made of nostalgic heartbreak and metaphysical card decks. Gone is the real-time button mashing of its PS2 predecessor. Instead, we get a spicy card-based combat system where every jump, spell, or keyblade swing is shuffled into a hand. Cards have ranks, combos, and sleights, special moves. And Sora builds his deck like a caffeinated Yu-Gi-Oh! Champ. Each world is a memory remix of past adventures, but it's all just off enough to make you question what's real. And at the heart of it all, Naminé, a mysterious girl messing with Sora's mind like a passive-aggressive ghost writer. The game doubles down with Riku's reverse/rebirth mode, a whole second campaign that's like an emo shadow Sora simulator. Dark powers? Check. Internal struggle? Double check. Mickey Mouse in a hoodie? Oh yeah. Sword of Mana. This is that rare GBA remake that goes full fantasy overhaul. This game takes the OG Final Fantasy adventure, aka Mystic Quest, and transforms it into a lush, heartfelt action RPG with expanded lore, dual protagonists, and enough sparkly sprites to make your eyeballs weep pixelated tears of joy. You can choose to play as either the broody, shirtless hero on a revenge tour against the Dark Lord who offed his parents, or the spell-slinging heroine, a kind-hearted survivor of a destroyed village who's unknowingly the chosen one. Different perspectives, shared destiny. Now that's dramatic synergy. Gameplay hits that sweet secret of mana rhythm, but now with added spice, forging, farming, a day-night cycle, and the iconic ring command system for quick access item juggling. Real-time combat keeps things fast and flashy, and you'll constantly swap weapons for slash, jab, bash synergy, or pop spells tied to your current gear. You can even hot potato control between your two heroes, though the AI partner has the decision-making skills of a confused pigeon. Still, the magical vibes and RPG depth more than make up for it. Whether you're battling vampires, getting sucker-punched by Julius's betrayal, or watching a sacred tree tell you she's your mum, Sword of Mana never stops hitting you in the feels. It's nostalgia, reimagined, with heart, colour, and way more sparkle. Golden Sun. Set in the richly built world of Wayard, this GBA masterpiece lets you guide a crew of element-wielding teenagers called adepts on a quest to stop alchemy, a power so dangerous it was sealed away ages ago from being unleashed again by a pair of brooding blue-haired villains and their mystery swag-filled posse. The gameplay hits classic JRPG notes with turn-based combat, dungeons, and puzzle-rich exploration, but it cranks things up with synergy, a magic system that actually matters outside of battle. Need to move a boulder, freeze a puddle, or mind-read some sketchy townsfolk? There's a synergy for that. And don't even get us started on the Djinn system. Tiny elemental creatures that shift your stats, unlock new classes, and summon screen-shaking god beasts when combined, like magical Pokemon on steroids. The story balances coming-of-age vibes with epic stakes, slowly unraveling the mystery of alchemy, betrayal, and lost family as Isaac and his crew chase villains across elemental lighthouses. The visuals were mind-blowing for the time. The music slapped, and those battle animations, still iconic. So when you're melting foes with Mars synergy, or solving puzzles with your brain, and a little save scumming, Golden Sun is a brilliant blend of strategy, magic, and adventure that still holds up as one of the GBA's most golden experiences. Metroid Zero Mission. What starts as a solo infiltration mission quickly escalates into a full-blown planetary takedown as you drop onto Zebes with one job: wipe out the space pirates and destroy their secret weapon project. Armed with nothing but determination and a gradually expanding arsenal, you explore the dark, interconnected tunnels of this hostile world, uncovering ancient Chozo tech, wrecking bosses like Ridley and Kraid, and building yourself into the ultimate walking arsenal, one missile tank at a time. The brilliance lies in how exploration and empowerment are perfectly tied together. Each new power-up is a key to entire new zones and secret. You'll be running through lava with the Varia suit, clinging to ceilings with the spider ball, and sequence breaking like a genius with expert-level shine spark maneuvers. But just when you think it's all over, after Mother Brain goes boom, the game flips the script. Samus is stranded, suitless, and hunted in one of the most intense, stealthy sections ever put on a GBA screen. Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Crashing through the catacombs of a cursed castle never looked this good on a handheld. As a launch title for the GBA, Circle of the Moon introduced one of the slickest mechanics in early Metroidvania history, the dual setup system. Playing as Nathan Graves, an up-and-coming vampire hunter with whip skills and major chip-on-his-shoulder energy, you're tossed into Dracula's lair after a very rude floor collapse, separated from your rival-turned-frenemy Hugh, and tasked with saving your mentor before he becomes undead brunch. Combat is fierce and deliberate, powered by stat leveling, gear hunting, and that glorious DSS card system, which lets you mix magical action and attribute cards to unleash everything from fire whips to summoned beasts. With 100 card combinations to experiment with, you're constantly evolving, not just in strength, but in creativity. Alternate modes like Magician or Thief mode remix your stats and playstyle so hardcore fans can keep flexing long after Dracula's dust. The setting's pure gothic bliss, moody stone corridors, bat-filled towers, and a soundtrack that straight up wails. While the visuals lean dark, literally, the world design and interconnected layout scream Symphony of the Night energy. It's intense, rewarding, and unapologetically old school for fans of tough bosses, hidden secrets, and Castlevania at its most action-packed. This one whips hard. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. It all kicks off with Princess Peach's voice being stolen, yes, stolen, and replaced with explosive speech bubbles that literally detonate when she talks. Naturally, this leads to Mario and Luigi donning their hero pants and heading off to the neighboring Bean Kingdom. What starts as a rescue mission quickly spirals into a comedy-packed RPG adventure full of moustache-fueled chaos, all orchestrated by the villainous duo of Cackletta and the gloriously unhinged Forful. I Have Fury remains legendary. You control both Mario and Luigi at once, not just in battle, but even during exploration. Solve puzzles, platform across hilarious terrain, or pull off goofy combo jumps. The bros are always a package deal. Combat is turn-based, but packed with real-time action. Jump to dodge, time that hammer swing, or unleash flashy broers. Attacks that feel more rhythm game than traditional RPG. And yes, you can smack enemies before battle even starts to score a first hit. It's not just the mechanics that shine, it's the writing. Every line is dripping with charm, from Prince Peasley's fabulous hair flips to Forful's deliciously absurd dialogue. With a vibrant world full of slapstick humor and creative enemies, Superstar Saga doesn't just parody RPG tropes, it flips them like a pancake and dunks them in mushroom syrup. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Grinding rails, pulling off impossible combos, and flipping over city buses in a sick burst of energy, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the Game Boy Advance pulled off a miracle. It made pro-level skateboarding work amazingly well on a handheld. While the console versions delivered full 3D trick-filled chaos, the GBA version reimagined it as an isometric, side-scrolling experience. And somehow, it still stuck the landing harder than a 900 at the X Games. You'll skate as Tony Hawk, or one of several iconic pros, completing classic 2-minute runs across inventive levels like the Warehouse, Hangar, and Venice Beach. Despite the smaller screen, every environment is packed with trick-friendly terrain, secret gaps, and that sweet goal-hunting structure where you're chasing skate letters, hidden tapes, and cash to upgrade your stats. Manuals introduced in this entry turned everything into a combo playground. Chaining flips, grinds, and manuals for ridiculous scores became the ultimate flex. The soundtrack may be more compressed than its big console siblings, but the vibes are pure punk skater gold. The GBA version's controls are surprisingly tight, letting you pull off grabs, flips, and combos with rhythm game-like precision. Add in unlockable skaters like Spider-Man, an in-game level editor, and multiple modes including horse and trick attack, and you've got a tiny cartridge with massive replay value. It's not just one of the best GBA ports, it's one of the slickest adaptations ever made. Rayman 3. Kicking off with a chaotic chase and the accidental ingestion of pure evil, Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc doesn't waste time diving headfirst into its bizarre, cartoonishly dark universe. After Andre, a rogue black lum born of fear, starts converting innocent red lums into his twisted army of hoodie-wearing hoodlums, it's up to Rayman and a very bloated Glowbox to stop the madness. Glowbox accidentally swallows Andre during the opening chaos, forcing Rayman to go on a quest that's equal parts heroic, absurd, and strangely medical. Gameplay leans hard into fast-paced platforming with a side of score-chasing frenzy. Rayman's signature punch is now supercharged by temporary power-ups hidden inside laser detergent cans. One moment you're hurling mini tornadoes with the Vortex, the next you're swinging over bottomless pits with the Lockjaw. Each power-up is time-limited, so you'll be flying, smashing, or rocket blasting your way through levels with urgency and style. The game also introduces a combo scoring system, rewarding players for chaining actions together like a caffeinated platforming god. Mastering it unlocks hidden goodies and score-chasing bragging rights. From surreal doctor visits to epic boss fights, including Reflux's jaw-dropping final form, the story constantly bounces between slapstick and epic fantasy. With Murphy's sarcastic commentary, Glowbox's plum juice phobia, and Rayman's deadpan reaction, the game keeps the comedy high and the weirdness higher. It's quirky, it's chaotic, and it somehow makes fighting sentient evil laundry feel like a Saturday morning cartoon fever dream. And that's 15 graphically impressive GBA games that looked so dang good, they practically flexed on the rest of the handheld world. Maybe it was silky smooth animation, bold color palettes, or effects that felt borderline wizardry for the time. These games proved that the GBA was a canvas for pixel perfection. Missed your personal fave? Drop it in the comments. We're always down for a visual rewind. Like what you saw, smash that like button, subscribe for more old school fire, and keep your eyeballs ready for the next retro-loaded list coming in hot.